Christine, the Hugging Lion. Christine, the Hugging Lion by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell. Illustrated by Amy June Bates. Many years ago, the most famous store in London made the world a promise. At Harrods, you could buy absolutely anything you wanted. Anything. What would you like? Chocolate tea? Silk pyjamas? A coconut from Brazil? How about a racing car? Or a yacht with 5 white sails? Yes, sir, the clerk would say. I'll get that right away. Better still, at Harrods, you could buy the most unusual pets. I would like a camel, if you don't mind. Certainly, madam. 1 hump or 2. One day, 2 young men came to see what Harrods had for sale. There, sitting in a cage beneath a honey blossom tree, was a little lion cub. He had come from the zoo. A store is no place for a lion to live, they said. Something must be done. So Ace and John bought him and took him back to their apartment. We will call him Christine, they said. Christine curled up between his new friends on their paisley sofa. He seemed very happy to have found a home. Christine liked to roll and play and chase his toys under the furniture. He spent hours peering through the window at the birds outside, and he loved to put his paws on Ace and John's shoulders and do something that the wild lions never do. He hugged them. Christine became a very well-behaved little cub. Most of the time. After all, he was still a lion. Ace and John took Christine with them everywhere they went. When they went for a stroll in the morning, they paraded him down the King's Road. They played with him in the churchyard. They ate lunch with them in their favorite restaurant where the chef served Christine in high style. And they even took Christine to the pub. Christine was very friendly to everyone he met, although sometimes his hugs were a little clumsy. Christine loved to take in the sights of London from the back seat of Ace and John's car. He loved to picnic at the beach on the English Channel and feel the sun on his back, although the water was disagreeably cold. Most of all, Christine loved being with Ace and John. The 3 of them had become the most unusual family in all of London. Christine was happy in London, but Ace and John knew he would be happier in Africa. So they made a plan to fly there. Christine would have to travel inside a wooden crate. He didn't seem to like the idea. Ace and John climbed in to show him how comfortable it could be. It's lovely in here. Reluctantly, Christine agreed. And every day he practiced spending a little more time in the crate. It was going to be a very long trip. Finally, the day came to fly. When the 3 of them arrived in Kenya, a crowd gathered. Everyone was surprised to see a lion who could ride in a plane. A lion from London. Ace and John drove Christine to meet Mr. Adamson, who taught lions how to live in the wild. They were worried. How will Christine manage without the churchyard to play in or the chef to fix his lunch? Leave him to me, Mr. Adamson said with a smile. And so they did. Christine looked around. The sky was wider than he had ever seen, even over Hyde Park. There were many more birds than outside his favorite window, and in the distance he saw gazelles grazing. They made his nose twitch and his hind legs feel springy. Should he run after them? Was that allowed in Africa? A breeze tickled Christian's fur. The air was dry and smelled of honey blossoms. It filled his chest and stirred a feeling that rattled up to his mouth and came out as a strange new sound. Roar! Back in London, Ace and John missed Christine's hugs. They drove in their car and went on picnics and ate at their favorite restaurant. But it wasn't the same without him. Finally, they called Mr. Adamson. "How is Christine?" they asked. "Very well indeed. He's gone off into the wild." "Could they visit him?" "We could try to find him, but he may not remember you. Christine is a grown-up lion now, with cubs of his own." "Let's go," they said. When they arrived in Kenya, what did they see? Christine! Their old friend took a long look at them and then they were together again. Christine and Ace and John played all day until the evening sun began to slip behind the trees. Then they settled down for a quiet night's sleep under the Kenyan stars. Ace and John knew that in the morning Christian would go back to his new lion family. But for that night, the three of them curled up together just like they used to, cozy and snug, and of course, hugging.
As we enjoyed the true story of Christine the Lion, here is a glimpse of the real reunion that happened at Kenya, where the friends Ace, John, and Christine the Lion met for one last time. The end.